Hi there, it's Andrea here from Admire PR plus potential children in background. Um, I want to do a little video, here's one, want to do a little video on what it is like when you have a PR campaign about to run, like what's the process that we go through at Admire. So we have got to the point where we've got an opinion piece or a news release and we've got that signed off and ready to go out to the press. And in our initial um, strategy session, we will have talked about what press is going to be relevant for the news, because we would have talked about who your audience is and how we're going to get to that audience. But I always double check just before the release goes out that there aren't any changes in the business with any new business and marketing strategies or any sales requests and requests from finance teams that we need to be aware of, so that we make sure that we really are targeting the right journalists for each client at each time. Also, when sometimes there's a delay between writing a story and a release and it being ready with the client to go out. So at that time, there's sometimes some things that go on in the world that we need to be aware of, that journalists are writing about, and sometimes that can affect which press we go to. But once we've got our press list nailed, we know which targets we're going to, then we get to work. And this is the point where you have to kind of sit back and wait. As a client, that's pretty tough when you really want the world to see your news. So we tend to have either a weekly or fortnightly catch up with our clients, depending on the length of a campaign. A week or fortnight will be relevant for different campaigns. And you do have to be patient, because we have to wait for there to be space in publications at the right time. So we can create a brilliant story, brilliant angle and an opinion, but it has to be right with each publication. Well, and that's the same for radio and broadcast, as well as print and as well as digital. Digital's quicker usually because it's online, and there's more speed with news stories coming up. And print, obviously we do have to wait for the printing of a publication and there to be space as well. And again, it needs to be relevant with print publications editorial calendar, so that can be a little bit longer. But we keep you up to date with all of that. Rest assured, we've got a lot of experience, so we know these things take a bit of time, and things are always going on in the background. Then when we start getting pieces published, then it depends on how you like to have your results. So we usually keep a spreadsheet with all the press coverage as it happens, and then we do a report with our reporting software, and we can count brand mentions and links and any stats that you want. We can also chat to your whoever looks after your website and your analytics on your website, and we can see what press is helping you get more people landing on different pages of your website. We can usually see a correlation with that. So yeah, then again, it's all about communication and talking to each other. And as a campaign goes on, then sometimes some stories and some particular audience will be more popular than others. So then we can tweak the campaign, put out different slightly angled stories, and we can just keep altering the campaign slightly to get the best results for you. The other thing that you need to know is quite often we're asked to rewrite pieces for different press and their house style, and we do that and we cover that as part of our agreement with you. These days we are journalists as well as PRs, so we do a lot of that bit as well. If you have any other questions, then let me know. But I hope this is a little bit of a useful video, so it helps you know how things will feel in a campaign.